just like that, back in the saddle. Hey pilots, welcome back. Look what we have today. From Hobby King, we have the H King Paramotor V2, guys. This is the latest version of this awesome paramotor. I've got V1. Make sure you check out my video on that, how to set it up. In case you haven't watched that, I'm just going to show you how to set up and assemble this one. I'll be using my iX20 radio. So there's the specs here. So it's a plug and fly. The parasail is 2400 millimeters. The propeller is a white one on this model, which is really cool. I think that's probably so it'll show up at night with the LED lights. So it's a white 10 by 4.7. It's got a 50 amp ESC. Recommended battery, so you want a 3S 5000 milliamp. So you want a pretty heavy battery to make it stable. So new features here, we got brand new parasail. It's supposed to be easier to launch, which I can definitely say is true, having flown a version of this in production. Improved control, improved landings, touch and goes with ease, ultra bright LED light bar. I'm pretty stoked about that. Ultra long flight time says 20 to 45 minutes. That's true too. It flies for a very long time. Yeah, so anyways, enough of me babbling. Let's show you what you get. I did open it up to this stage. I haven't taken anything out yet, so obviously here's the wing. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of setup on that as far as getting the pull wire the right length and put a knot in it. Not a big deal, you just got to use a measuring tool. So pretty cool graphics, V2 on there. What we got here? Got the unit itself, very well wrapped up. Here's some rigging. Here's that prop. That is a 2-blade prop. We got some, looks like some clear arms in here with the servo deals on it. We've got a bag for the wing probably. Here we have the landing gear. Here's something. Oh, sweet. I want to check out these lights. I'm excited for that. Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool. The lights on there, guys. Top and bottom. That thing is going to just glow in the dark. What else we got down in here? We should have a big hoop, I think, somewhere, right? There it is. It's in the bottom. Awesome. Okay, well, let me get this stuff out of the packages, clean up the table, and let's get on to building, assembling. All right, guys. So here's everything out of the packaging and stuff. You got a nice bag here to put the wing in. I really love that because when you're done flying, you can just wrap it up in there. Hang it on the prop is what I do with my V1, and you're good to go there. The zip ties will be for holding the hoop onto the supports that will go underneath this. The first thing in the manual shows you got to take this little block off here, and then the landing gear will go into there a certain way. And then you put that back on. Once you take that off, it'll be obvious which way it goes on there. So these rubber bands here are going to be what's going to hold your battery in place. Rubber bands, O-rings. You got your clevises here that are going to go in here to tie the wing to. And obviously you've got these will go onto your servos once you get them plugged in and centered. And then here's the screws to hold those in. These are metal geared servos, guys, which are really cool. Also, to power the light system, it's already wired coming in off the tap, so you gotta love that. So you just got your 2 wires for the receiver, and then we'll have to do some mixing to get everything to work right there. And yeah, got pretty good sized tires on there. I know it flies off grass and stuff. Obviously you hand launch it, but I can do touch and goes off grass, which I've done with the version 1. So hopefully we'll be able to show you that when we go out flying later. So without further ado, I'm going to pull this off. We'll see which way that goes in there and put it so it can be on its wheels. Alright, so we've got this piece off. You can see it has a V in it. The landing gear just kind of presses in there. And you're obviously you're gonna want it to point up so that the wheels they'll cant down a little bit. Yep. And then we'll put it back on there. and tighten up all the nuts. Like so and like so. Now I'm using my handy dandy turnkey tool here. I love that thing. And then I am using a small socket, which is 5.5 millimeter, to tighten the nuts on the back. Okay, landing gear is snugged up. It's on there. Next thing we're going to do now is take these four off and these two and pull the motor and this block off. So these pieces here will key into the back of that block. Okay, there's that. So try to hold all the screws in there. Now you're going to take these and you're going to take this one end and they will just all key in there. Push them in there all the way around so you can make, this is what your hoop is going to hook to. Then you can put that back on there. And snug up, start snugging up these little lock nuts. Okay, then the light bar will go onto here. So these bigger ones will go through here, and that'll go through there. Then you'll put the bigger lock nut on that one. Probably a good idea to put those through before you tighten up the motor mount because they all got to line up. I got lucky on this one. I'm gonna have to grab a wrench for that, but snug those down. We'll hook up the JST the correct direction. And then the final piece for the body frame, whatever you want to call the gondola type deal, is you're going to need to put the hoop on, the safety hoop. So it will go on in here. You get those little notches all fit in the right place. And once you get that in there, you're going to use the zip ties to go through. You'll see there's little holes, and you'll zip tie around this and this, and that's what secures this in place. Okay, there it is, all zip tied on. You can see now I have not cut the zip ties off, but hopefully it's focusing for you guys. But I just put them through there. Now I'll just snip the little extras off, and that'll be the end of that. And I think we'll get the receiver in here and get the servos doing what they need to do, and then we'll show you how to put the wing on. Alright guys, so in the past I figured this all out, and I have it, you know, I did this years ago on the other one, but here's where we're at now. So for brakes, I mean, your throttle up and down is going to be your motor for your climbing and descending, but you need your brakes, which is going to be for pulling up like so. And when you turn, you want it to pull that side down. So there is pulling down for left, pulling down for right. Now I can adjust the throws, but what I did is I went into wing type. It's hard for me to really show you guys here, but so aircraft type on mine. Then you go into wing, and then what I chose is I went down to Elevon B is what I chose. I don't know if you guys probably won't be able to see that very well, but that's the one that I wanted. So Elevon B got everything going the right way. So now we go back to the main menu, model adjust, servo system, and I did travel. So you go down to travel, and because the way it is without doing what we're going to do next is when you go one way, this one will go up. Well, you don't need them to go up unless you let off of the controls, right? So you go into travel for the left aileron and the, where are we at here? Right aileron and left aileron, and you can take out the one side that goes up or down. So you can see here on, what are we on this one here? So on the right aileron, I have the amount of left it does is 0, and then the other amount is at 100, which I'm actually probably going to raise to 150 just because we want more throw. So yeah, so that does that. And I'm going to do the same with the left aileron, I'm going to give that one 150 throw left and 0 right. That way, when I go that other way, it won't go up because we don't need them to go up. And that gives them big throw when you pull down, because that's how these are going to be, right? You guys know the brakes are like to flare for land or slower speed stuff. Anyway, very easy to set up. If you got any questions, let me know down below, but this is it right there. So next step is getting the wing set up on here. And never mind this battery, but look at those lights. Isn't that cool? It doesn't show up in the video as good as it is in person, but it's quite bright, trust me. I'm not going to lock these down. I just have them on there so I can see them. They're just loose. But the next thing we're going to do, guys, is the wing. So we have to do some measuring on some of these cables. And let me get this set up here. You're going to need a ruler or a tape measure. In the USA here, I don't have a metric tape measure, so I'm going to convert it to inches for you guys, and I'll show you how to do that next. Okay, so what I did here, guys, is I grabbed the risers, held the wing up, and then you can kind of see which way is forward. So the front part of the wing will be curved around like this, like an airfoil, right? So that's going to be the front. That way you know which riser is right or left. So once the paramotor is on there, obviously it's going to be like this. So that way you know the one on this side is going to connect here. The one on this side is going to be connected here. But anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. For right now, what we need to do is we need to know that just so we know which one goes where. But I unhooked this one here. I pulled they just have an easy little knot in there. They had these all hooked together. And I took it, separated it, because I want to get this line free. Because you got to measure this single black line on each side. But make sure you don't tangle these things up. So, you know, leave them hanging off the table, whatever you got to do. And, but you want that black one free, because you got to measure it to where to put the knot in order to tie that up. So I'm going to hold the risers out like so. Kind of halfway fold the wing back up so I know nothing's going to be bad. And then I know I've got my right and left ones here. And let me get my tape measure ready. Alright guys, so you'll take, this is basically the control cable that's going to control your wing here, and there's a knot up at the top, right? So from that knot, you want it to be 81.5 centimeters to a certain point on here. That's the key measurement. What that converts to inches is 32.087. So just a tiny bit over 32, which you see here. So what you're going to do is get that knot, center of that knot just a smidge over 32, pull it so it's straight, not super tight, and then right there is the mark. So you're going to want to take a piece of tape or something. I'm going to use this little marker thing, paint pen. I got more on me than on the string, but anyways, that's the point. Hopefully this will show up. It's kind of soaking in. But that's the point that you want to... Oh man, that's a good... Look at that. It's already on there. That's a good pin I got right there. Once these are on the paramotor... Oops, wrong one. Once it's on there like such, you're going to feed it through from the inside. And then that white mark you want to be right here. So you'll tie a knot in this and knot it to the outside so it won't pull through, right? And have that white mark be right there on the edge. And that'll give you your length of your control cable. Okay, so let's repeat that for the other side. So as they come, so pull that loose and take that out. It will go back through there later. But like I said, the knot, we're going to put just a smidge over, right on, just a tiny bit over 32. So we're going to lock the knot down, pull it, just so it's straight, not so you're stretching it. And right there is where we're going to mark it. So a little bit over 32 inches from the knot down, if you're in the States. Or like me and don't have a metric ruler. So I'm going to mark it all the way around. It doesn't really mark very well, but you can kind of see it. And that's that. Now the arms I put on the paramotor, you'll notice I put them on so that they're kind of in line with this, the holes in the tops, as close as I can. We can trim that later. That's just where the servo is kind of wound up. And then, alright, so once you get your lines all marked, so we have those, I can see those no problem. What I would probably do, and I can't do it on the screen here because it takes a lot of space, is lay the wing out, make sure all your lines are straight and whatnot. It's kind of hard for me to do on a table, but then you're going to take your clevis. It's going to go through here. You want this loop going backwards, rearward. Then you put this on, whichever way it goes. Probably with the clevis on the outside would be the best. Like this. Go through the front hole. That's where it should balance at. Go through the rear one, you can see. So this is where your balance will be. Okay, and then you'll take your line that you marked. Make sure, again, everything is straight and not twisted around. Run it through the D-ring on the back here. Come in, and you run it from the inside out up to your white mark, and then you'll tie a knot. Just a simple, I know they call it a granny knot, overhand knot, I don't know. And you'll snug that up to where that white mark, I'm not quite there, but you get the point because I'm taking mine back apart real quick to make sure my lines are straight. But once you get that knot in place, you want this white mark to be right up against here. And then repeat for the other side, and that's how you want these. Alright, I have this side hooked up. I'm going to try to do this so you guys can see, but this is going to be the done deal. So I took the risers, held the wing, bounced it till it fully expanded, and then you can kind of see if they're straight or not. I don't know if you guys probably can't see all them strings, but all the strings are straight and straight down, leading edges this way, because that's the way it's going to come up over the paramotor. So I'm going to take my clevis, put it through, and then this is going to go in here. Then the wing is attached. Okay, now I'm going to grab my brake line, pull it up, pull the wing out, make sure everything is straight, nothing is tangled. So now I'm going to take that, run it through the back side, through this D-ring, and then cross it over to the inside out from here. Where's my mark? There's my mark. So now I'm going to tie a knot. It's probably hard to see for you guys up there, but I'm trying. So I put it about this width. You want that knot away, right? So now when I pull it, yep, I can scooch it just a little bit. Good. Okay, there's that. So there's a lot of extra here, which we'll get in the prop. So you can trim some of that off or tie it in some extra knots. I might just kind of make some extra knots in it until we do the flight, just to use up some of the space, so I know, you know, for sure that everything is in the right place. But it should be. I'm pretty confident. But this is just how I do it. Anyway, maybe I'll even tape them to the sides of there. But so that's pretty much it. So now she's going to hang there just right. And then the brakes will be coming out the back. So that's how that is. Let me calibrate the throttle and then we can put the prop on. So we calibrate the throttle. Since I've already got the receiver bound up, you're going to go to full throttle. Plug the battery in till it beeps. Notice no propeller. So now it's beeping.
Timer stop.
Now it's calibrated. Yep, right off the start, it's crisp. Don't forget to do your throttle hold, throttle kill, and that's it. She's pretty much ready to fly. Alright, so the final step, the propeller. Make sure you balance your propellers, guys, but this will go on here. Then you'll have the washer, and then you'll tighten the nut on it with a wrench. Did you catch what I did wrong there? Probably not from that angle, but so since this is a pusher prop, not a track door, make sure the leading edge of the propeller goes forward, guys, because this has to spin the right way. It might kind of work if you put it on backwards, but not very well. I just caught it as I was tightening it down. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's not the right way to do that. So make sure yours is correct. Okay, so now you've got your paramotor all done. Get these wires loose, get them free, get them up there. Here's how it's going to hang in reverse. So now what do? You got to put it away, right? So I'll set it down here, and what I'll do is I'll have these going up into here, but I'll just start folding the wing with all the cables and everything inside the wing. It's kind of hard to do on this table, but kind of how it came. There's the center point. Start folding up the other side, keep all the wires and stuff inside of it, and I'll fold it over. We want it to fit in that bag, so we'll kind of make it the size of the bag, and we'll just cram her in there. I always set it on the ground like that, but we'll shove everything in the bag. It's got these two drawstrings. Pull it up tight. And then what I do is you can take the loops and I put it over top of the propeller, like so, and then that way when you take off it's all connected. So there you go, guys. I hope you found that useful. Hope you learned something today. Don't forget there's links down below if you thought this was useful, and I appreciate it. So it's free to you, helps the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit those links, and we'll see you at the field. We're heading off to maiden it right now.